So indexes. So index is typically a listing of words accomplished by the location of the information on a subject. See, you are going to creating a table. The table is going to stored into the database, as well as the table space also allocated. If you are going to create a sample table EMP, right? This is the table created where this data is going to stored. The database it is going to stored. Here you can see lots of table properties you're going to see here. Columns. What are the columns available in the table? Okay. Constraints. What are the constraints is available on the table? Okay. Triggers. If it is any triggers are created, the triggers are there. Okay. Data. What is the data we are inserted into the table? Script. Script means what is the table script is created. I mean, create table script is there, right? That's the table script you're going to see here. So here already table is there. You are inserted the data. See now. So you will going to see the table space, right? Down you can see the table space. So this table space is so initially they are going to allocate 128K of data initially data. Okay. So this data, the table space is going to allocated for every table. See, you can going to see this table data and all. Now, this table data, it will see now while going to inserting the data is going to stored in this table space only. Okay. So here you will going to see remaining so many things. So indexes, you can see if it is any index is created, you will going to see here. pk underscore emp index is already created one index. Okay. So primary key column also it is going to working like as an index only. Okay, keep in mind that. See, indexes are most useful on large tables, columns that are likely to appear where the clause has simple equality. That means, so how it will going to working these indexes means, now table is there, the table data is there. Okay, why we need to introduce into the index? That is the question now. Understood?
No, can you repeat that?
See, some tables you created, the data is going to inserted into the tables. Now you are going to applying the index into that particular table level, columns level. Okay, in the columns level only, table columns level, we're going to create the indexes. So
Okay.
are you clear where we are going to creating?
Yes.
Okay, why we need to create the index? Okay, indexes typically a listing of keywords accompanied by the location of the information on the subject. So that means column level, if you are going to creating an index, that means it is Oracle database backend. It is going to automatically, it will going to allocate some memory for this data. Understood? So in that memory allocation level, other things will not come and it will not allocate to others. Only it will going to allocate some space to this table columns and as well as table data. Got me?
Mm-hmm.
So it will going to help to speed up this SQL queries. Once you created the indexes, automatically it will going to see normally whenever you are going to see, suppose 10 items, you are 10 different items you are going to keep into one place in one room. So how you are going to keeping, there is no serial you are not putting, zigzag you are going to like that you are throwing. Okay, suppose some particular item you want, are you going to take it directly? Hello.
Uh-huh. Are you
See,
going to
madam,
take
in
directly?
say suppose one that garbage room is there. So in that storage room, you are going to kept like this so many items. Okay, so
Okay.
you are not going to keeping the items into some parallelly or some sequentially, some proper format. You are not putting like that. So everything
Okay.
you are going to keeping like that. So all the things are like look like a zigzag, it is there. Okay. Now you need a some item. How you will going to take it? You will going to take directly, or you are going to searching one by one and you are taking it to what you want.
Search by one and take it.
Right. So search by one means it will take time or it will take immediately.
It take time.
Like that. So whenever we create a table in the data Oracle database, we have the storage space is available. So at the time in database, we are going to creating hundreds and thousands of tables, right? So thousands of tables data is going to stored, but it is not allocated. The data is allocated, but it is not going to give the point of space. Understood?
Mm-hmm.
So that is common memory is going to allocated for all the tables. Understood? So
Mm-hmm.
at that time, Oracle, you are going to searching your query. So what will happen? It is going to the search engine is going to backend. Okay, SQL search engine will go to backend and it is going to searching for where is our data is going to stored in the overall database. Understood?
Mm-hmm.
So now if you are going to using index, so the search engine particularly it knows, okay, this is going to stored in specific place. So directly it is not going to searching it the overall database. So directly it will go and to that particular point of space and it will going to picking the data. So that means what will happen? Query performance is going to increase. Yes or no?
Yes.
So that is the main use of the indexes. If you are
Okay.
using index means only single line, what you will going to give the answer?
Performance.
It is going to increasing the SQL query performance, execution performance is increased. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
right. So we have different type of indexes here. Okay, so you can see here so many type of indexes are there. See now the index points directly to the location of the rows containing the values. Clear?
Mm-hmm.
That is the what I'm explaining. Now, so see in the similar kind of in your room, you are going to putting the things into everything in the proper format is serially and sequentially you are putting. So you know where they are, whatever the item you are looking. So you no need to search it into all the items. So directly you will go that item and you will take it. So lot of time is going to saving in that time. So the similar kind here also index is going to allocating specific point of place that unallocated memory. So this all the data is going to stored into that place. So it will going to picking the query very fast. Now you can see here unique indexes, non-unique indexes, B-tree indexes, bitmap indexes, composite indexes, reverse key indexes. We have so many indexes. Okay, most of the 90% of the indexes we are going to using unique index. Okay, keep
Okay.
on mind that. So we have keep on mind we have so many type of indexes. Okay, but we are going to
Okay.
using most of the cases into unique indexes. Okay. Now coming into unique index is nothing but it is going to okay. So it is uniquely like primary key. Whenever you are going to using see unique index is automatically created when primary key or unique constraint is created. Clear?
Mm-hmm.
You are not going to specifically creating the index. So whenever you are created a primary key or any key constraint on specific table, so automatically it will going to unique index is going to create it. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. And you can going to create into your own index using index keyword also you can create a unique index student ind index on table and column name. Got it? So this is the
Yes.
syntax of that. Create unique index, name of the index on table column. Now tell me, madam, your unique constraint and unique index is created on which table, what column? Student table,
On
serial
students
number,
table, SN column,
yes,
serial
and
number column.
student number column. We are going to create the index. Now, one more thing you can tell me without using index keyword, how to create a unique index?
By unique key constraint.
Right. Whenever you are using the primary key or a unique constraint used at that time, automatically index is going to create it. Understood?
Uh-huh.
Right. So move on to the next one. So non-unique. Non-unique means same thing. So non-unique index is do not impose the above restrictions on the column. So that means it's just vice versa of the unique. Understood?
Mhm.
So non-unique means you can able to insert the duplicate data, you can insert the null data. Okay,
Mhm.
all you can going to do, and then so B tree indexes and ascending indexes. These all type of indexes only. Okay, so
Mhm.
we are going to using very less time, maximum 99%. We are going to avoiding these remaining all indexes. Okay,
Okay.
only we are 90% of indexes we created only primary that first one unique index only will going to doing. Okay,
Okay.
and one more thing you can keep on mind, this is going to cost effective also, it will going to affect Oracle will not going to give all indexes at free of cost.
Okay.
These remaining indexes, if you want to implement into your code level, okay, you should have to take the approval from your manager as well as the DBA people also. Got it?
I did not understand last part. We have to
See,
get
suppose if you want to implement B-tree index or bitmap index, okay,
okay.
you
Okay.
should have to inform to your manager as well as some DBA people. The reason
Okay.
is Oracle will not going to support without cost effective on this. So Oracle will going to charge this cluster indexes. See now, here cluster index is there, right? You can see this
Uh-huh.
here.
Yeah.
These all indexes is cost effective. So Oracle will not going to give the free of cost to implement these all the indexes.
Okay.
Clear, right?
Yeah.
So that is the reason most of the people are going to avoiding these indexes. So they are going to using most of the case primary that unique index. So unique index people are going to implementing. Okay, fine.
Okay. Yeah.
So don't waste this all the time to creating and learning these all the things. Okay, just what is indexes and how to create a prime that unique index, non-unique indexes, and how it will going to helping to the SQL query. You can going to look at those things. So that's enough.
Okay.
Okay, and then so here we can see so many theoretical as well as remaining explanations are there. One second, constraints I will show you. Again, no, okay. Where is that functionality? One second. If they are going to using in anywhere into, suppose did you use the indexes, they ask in interview questions, what you can say? Yes, I used it in my queries. So what type of indexes you used? If they are asking, you can tell it. Most of the places we are going to using unique index.
Okay.
Got it, right? Unique indexes we are using. If they are asking why did you going to use the unique index, you can tell it. So due to SQL query performance, we are going to using the unique indexes and we implemented. And after that, my queries are going to increasing the performance. It's improving the performance of execution. You can tell. Okay, right. So let's move on to where is these partitions. One second. Right. So now we are coming into partitions. So this is also a very important concept. But as per see, this is the depends on your client, madam. Suppose you are going into banking sector, okay? You will going to use most of the cases partitions. If you are going into manufacturing clients, very less manufacturing or any other domains, very less of time you're going to using these partitions. So partition is nothing but a single logical table can be split into number of physical separate places. Understood? Now suppose now banking data is there. Now in the banking data, so how we will going to implement banking data? So partitions is going to helping you are dividing the work into different tables, like a big table is there. Suppose now historical banking accounts information data. Now if in India you can take it as a suppose SBI, how many users are there? Maybe in and around
I don't
minimum
know.
minimum more than 2 crores of users for them, 2 crores records, right?
Okay.
So now 2 crores records, are you able to analyze it?
No.
So you can analyze it. Is it easy in a single table?
No.
So that is the reason in the single table they are going to create, they are going to partition into different tables in a single table. The original table is like that only. You will going to dividing the partitions, you are going to dividing. See, suppose a big work is there. If you are going to taking a big work, are you able to do it? No, right?
Yes.
So what you will going to do? You will going to dividing the work into partitions, pieces. You will going to divide, and you will going to start on one by one. All the things you will going to finish it, right?
Yeah.
So in the similar kind, so in SQL also we have some historical data information. It is available. Suppose if you go into historical, crores of records will be available. Understood? That data you can't analyze it into easily. So how we will going to analyze it? You will going to divide the biggest that SQL table data into number of partitions. You can going to split to see this. A single logical table can be split into number of physical separate pieces based on the range of key values. Each of the parts of the table is called as a partition. A non-partition table cannot be partitioned later. Okay, so it is not possible, non-partition table. Now, so how we will going to divide the data into partitions? We have 4 type of partitions is available: range partitions, list partitions, hash partitions, sub partitions. So Oracle provided 4 type of partitions: range, list, hash, sub partitions. Understood? So now can you please read these advantages, madam?
Reducing downtime for scheduled maintenance, which allows maintenance operations to be carried out on a selected partitions, while other partitions are available users.
Right. Right. So what you understand now?
Okay, it help if you are doing partition. Main schedule, you're going to schedule a time for doing that, and the main one will be in maintenance, and others will be available for the users.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Right. Sri,
Mhm.
suppose you are going to do, starting as is, now you can going to see some any banking websites. So sometimes so few of the users are able to log in and they can do their operations. Few of the users is saying under maintenance, it is available on couple of hours. It will come the message. Yes or no?
Yes.
How they will going to see? Some people they are able to do, some people may not. How they are going to dividing the system like that way based on this only. Understood?
Okay. Uh-huh.
Now the table data is crores of data is there. Some maintenance is going on. You are going to locking the table. Is people are going to able to see operate that? No, right?
No.
So that is the reason we are going to dividing the data into number of partitions. So the partitions is going to all partitions you will going to work on only specific partition. Remaining partitions are going to available to the users. Okay.
Yeah.
Next, reducing the downtime.
Downtime due to data failure.
Uh,
Failure of a particular partition will no way affect other partitions. If
Understood.
one is not working, others will not. It will function. That's what he said.
Right. Right. So that is means so you no need to worry about remaining all the partitions. Only whatever it is causing the data issue, that partition will going to put on downtime and will going to fix the issues. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So now next partitions.
Partition independence allows for concurrent use of the various partition for various purpose.
So what do you understand? You can
I did
going
not.
to independently you're going to do the operations and you can going to divide that what purpose we are going to using each and every partition you can going to use like that way. So different purposes, different partitions you will going to create and independently all it will going to work. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Right. So now advantages of the partition by storing them different table spaces. Understood. Reduce the possibility of data corruption in multiple partitions. What it is going to advantage? It's going to corrupting the data is going to reduce it. The reason is you are going to dividing the data into multiple partitions. Backup and recovery of each partition can be done independently. So easily you can take the backup also. Understood? Backup means so you should have to take everyday backup data, right? Whatever the data is going to stored, you should have to take the backup. Why the backup is required? Whenever if
Because
it
any
is
failure.
right, so if it is anything is happened at that time, backup data is going to helping. Now suppose backup recovery you want to do. Suppose only one table it is there, the table having crores of data. Are you able to take the backup fast?
No.
No. So while going to taking the backup, something is happened. Whatever you took the backup, that also it is gone. So that is the reason partitions will going to independently going to take the backup from each and every partition level. So
Okay.
disadvantages. So partition table cannot be contain any columns with the long or long row data types, LOB data types or object types. LOB data types you can't use into the partitions level. That means you can't store the data into the like videos or some any big images or a big some suppose text files, word files. These things you can't going to store into the database.
Okay.
Understood?
Mhm.
long raw data types means so you can't store the videos or text files or word documents or any video clips, audio clips. These things you can't store. Clear? Disadvantage you clear, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now going into range partition. So range partition is going to, this is going to helping you to create the range. Let's create a table and do the range. Okay. And one more, this is also you need to get the permission from the Oracle license you need to buy. Keep on mind. Partitions also you need to get the permission license from the Oracle. Otherwise, you buy Oracle product, you can't going to get it directly. You want to implement this, you need to get the license from the Oracle, then only you can going to implement this. So this is the reason. So only banking sector people, most banking, insurance, these financial related sectors, they are going to implementing these partitions most of the classes. Okay. Other domains, very less people will going to implement it because cost involved. This is right. Create a table. Table name is a student. Okay, student number, name, and partition by the range. Now you are going to partition by what column?
The range.
Range of number. Partition type is range. On your what column you are doing the partition? Number. Understood?
Okay.
And partition P1 values less than 10 and partition P2 values less than 20. Now how many partitions I am dividing now? You can see here. P1, P2, P3, P4. Yes or no? So how many partitions I am dividing?
4.
4 partitions I am dividing. I am going to giving the range also. While creating the table itself, I am going to dividing the range. Now whatever the data I am going to inserting now, so this is done, right? So it is going to excuse me. Right. So now you can tell me here, if I am going to creating this table, while going to inserting the data, so excuse me, right, table is created, madam. Okay. What is the table? Student. So you can see the data student. Now suppose I am inserting the data student number 5. Where it will go?
Where?
Suppose now I am inserting the data into the tables. Okay, only the number and name, student number. Number is going to 5. Okay, name is going to Kodeshwar. So in which range it will go? Number 5.
There is no number 5 partition, right? How it will go to 5?
I am talking about, I am inserting the student number 5.
Oh, okay.
Where it will go? Okay, let me try to insert the data into the table. So don't think it is a big all complex things we are doing. We are doing very basic and understanding purpose we are doing now. Okay.
Okay.
So once you understand basics how to do these things, then only you can able to implement into your regular work, and what the client they will going to give that work, you can able to do it. Now, okay. Now inserting the data into the range table. Now let's 1 second. So now here we can see. Now first one I am inserting, madam. Okay, number is going to number 1, and it is going to name is going to A. One row is inserted. Second row also inserted. Okay, third row also inserted. So fourth row also inserted. Total 4 rows are we are inserted. Now we are queried into data. Now we are able to see the data into 4 records in the table, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Now how you will going to see the data into the partition basis? How you will going to see the data into the partition? So P1 partition how to see, P2 partition how to see. Okay, select star from table name partition 1. Now you can go and see the partition 1 data. See, you divided 4 partitions, right?
Yeah.
Select star from student. Okay, partition P1. So now see, P1 only 1 record is going to stored. Yes or no? Now suppose I am going to putting 9 and here it is going to X. Which partition it is going to store now this record? Hello?
Uh-huh.
Which partition it will?
It'll show on,
If this record, if I inserted, where it will going to store? Which partition level it will going to store?
1.
Why 1?
Because the student value 9 and X.
Why it is 9x means it will go to 1. How did you say that?
Because the range, it is 1 and A.
No, madam. Here it is. I am putting 9 comma x. Okay, I will going to put Koteshwar. So what will happen if I put suppose Kevo? How did you going to say this? It is going to stored into P1 partition. Madam, read this, madam. Once so partition 1 condition. What is the condition? Partition 1.
Less than 10.
Right. Whenever less than 10 number is there, then it will go to P1. Understood?
Okay. Uh-huh.
Now you can see why it is coming. So I inserted below 9. It is all same partition P2, P3, P4 like that. You will going to see people are going to inserting like this way data. So you can going to divide the partition and you will going to see the partitions into the similar kind.
Okay.
Got it now?
Yeah.
So while who are going to inserting, those people don't know what's the partition is happening, how it is going to working and all. Simply they will going to insert the data into the tables. So you can going to divide who are going to analyzing the data. Now are you clear this?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So what type of this partition? Range partition. Okay.
Range partition.
Yeah. You can add these columns, you can drop, truncate, rename, split, move, exchange. These are all the things you can going to do it into your partitions again. Possible operations with the range partition, you can add it, alter, see this, alter, table name, add partition P5. That means you will going to add more partitions into the table also.
Okay.
Understood. Now already you created a table with partitions. So now you feel it as a you want to divide the work into more partitions. So how you will going to do? You no need to touch the table structure. simply you can going to use the alter table name, add partition p5 values less than party. So some partitions you will feel it is not required. You can alter a table name, drop partition p4. You can drop it. You can going to rename the partition one also. Alter table name range partition p3 to p6. That means whatever the p3 is there, we are going to renaming into p6. So truncate means permanently you can going to remove the data on a specific partition also. Understood?
Okay.
So you can split that partition, you can exchange the partition. So this moving the partition, that means the space you are going to moving one partition to another partitions. Okay. So are you clear? Shall I move into the next partition?
Yeah, can we do it tomorrow?
What happened, madam? Okay, fine. So look at, so tomorrow we're going to see these partitions, and then global temporary tables and analytical functions. So only these things are pending now.
Okay.
Okay. So we're going to finish it this at least this Saturday and Sunday, and Monday onwards we'll start on PLC.
Okay.
Okay. Right. Madam.
Thank you.